Good morning and welcome to the show. My name is Koi. I hope you got some rest yesterday as it was Labor Day. And here's an interesting fact. Labor Day has its origins in the 8-hour day movement, which advocated for 8 hours of work, 8 hours recreation, and 8 hours for rest. Now, away from Labor Day and back to fashion, I told you earlier this week that it's all about retailers who target a specific market. On Monday, we showcase Ruhi, who sells beautiful buibus for Muslim women. Today, you meet a woman who's been in the Kenya fashion industry for years. Now, she not only makes beautiful clothes, but managed to capture the attention of the most outspoken people in this country, politicians. Find out who or how this came to be up next on Mid Morning Lifestyle.
This is fever pitch time in Kenya's political arena. Politics is getting hotter by the day. Our lives are now revolving around political elements and situations. This has presented an opportunity for entrepreneurs to explore this period fully by developing and providing the necessary products and services needed for political campaigns. Politicians have become more creative, and instead of selling their parties using the ordinary branded t-shirts and caps, they have sought designers to come up with authentic, fancy outfits that are unique to their respective parties. The party supporters have not been left behind either. Their political statements are visible in their wardrobes. Today, we meet Lucy Rao, a fashion designer who has been in the industry for over 10 years. The fashion designer, who owns a fashion house dubbed Rialto, realized that many political outfits available in the market are ordinary printed t-shirts and branded tops. She mooted the idea of coming up with designs which are authentically African and have the party colors.
This trend of politics and clothes started much earlier. It's not something which started now. We saw quite a bit of it during the last general elections. Although most of it was on one side, on the opposition side. They are the ones who publicized this African wear for politics and for political rallies. Printing t-shirts can be a bit boring. I mean, it's just a repeat job. Now our imagination is stretched more because we look at a politician or we look at a customer and we consider their needs. What we mostly use are cotton shirts, 100% cotton. Cotton is comfortable and it's hard wearing and it's suitable for whatever hard work they are doing out there, which is in the open. Yeah? And we will also advise them on the colors and on the prints. We get more business from the public than from the politicians because they have a large following. This is the best time for us to test all manner of designs on the market. We are getting a very good response. All the shirts are required yesterday or last week. There's no time. They are not given any time. Yeah? So you either need to sacrifice your sleep and work 24 hours, or else you have a very angry client. Initially, no party wanted to hear that you're doing anything for anybody else except them. But later on, we find that even within our premises here, there is peace, and people sit next to each other. People who have opposing views, our doors are open to all the clients. We try and make our display such that it's very difficult for you not to see. There will be life after elections, and whatever we do, if it can work both ways, it can work now and work later, then that is good for us. We prefer not to put anything on the garment which will make it not usable later. We have increased our production very much. We've had a very surprising clientele whom we did not expect. We have managed to have a lot of VIP.
Rialta Fashions are designers of fine wedding attire, traditional and contemporary African wear, corporate and casual wear, and so much more. Let's take a short music break. Up next. Leaving the toilet seat up or forgetting to change the toilet paper roll or leaving dirty dishes around the house be reason enough to fight? Which issues are important enough to fight over is the relationship problem that David Githugu is tackling today on Ties That Bind.
The issues most important or important enough to fight over in a marriage, I would say, are issues related to principle. In other words, sometimes we fight over issues related to preference. My preference is over your preference. So we're fighting because I prefer to have the toothpaste with the cup head facing down and you prefer to keep it with the cup facing up. That's a preference issue. I counsel people to grow up and mature enough to recognize each other's preferences and create middle grounds, room for accommodation. And in some ways, the compromise might mean in certain areas I give way to your preferences, and in other areas you give way to mine, and to develop a mechanism to accommodate that. But issues of principle, and those issues of principle go back to that same matrix of areas that I've just mentioned in terms of important questions, because they're not important only before you get married. They are important before you get married because they are fundamental after. So those become your areas of principle. How do you define what is an issue of principle? It's an issue which defines who you are as an individual and what your relationship stands for as a couple. So that becomes an issue of principle, and those are the things that I think are worth fighting over. But let me hasten to add, fighting healthily, fighting in a positive way, in a constructive way, because there's unhealthy fighting, there's negative fighting, there's destructive fighting.
Rialta Fashions provide both fashion taste and fashion advice to all who are into fashion. Comment on the discussions posted in KTM Mid-Morning on Facebook, and don't forget to like our page. Also send us your comments on midmorning@standardmedia.co.ke. That's all we have for you today. Do enjoy the rest of your day.